All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of the podcast. Today's topic will be how to find your motivation, how to stay motivated, or how to regain your motivation. And we're just going to take it off that. So, Jake, if you got any elaboration, we'll go off that.
Well, I think kind of what this question really comes down to is, like, why don't people do things that they want to do? Because wanting to do something is a motivation for doing it, but rarely it's enough motivation to actually carry out what you're trying to do. I think a lot of, like, what underlies this question is just being able to, like, implement your thoughts into your actions. Because a lot of times people want to do things, like, people want to do a lot of different things, but actually doing them is a completely different story. Mm-hmm. Like, Ty, you had a point earlier about, like, making lists. I think that's a fantastic idea, if you might want to elaborate on that.
Right. So when you make your list of, like, goals or whatever, you can consciously be thinking about achieving those goals. Mm-hmm. And when you achieve a goal, that gives you more motivation to go out and achieve another goal. And it's just that domino effect. Like, it makes you hungry. So I think being aware of the motivation and your goals mm-hmm. just really ties together, and it allows you to, like, wake up in the morning and be eager, you know?
I think it comes down to finding something that really interests you as an individual. So, like, you got to figure out what's worth sacrificing your time, what really will fulfill you inside. Like, me getting 1 million followers on TikTok, I don't know why that is something I've craved for so long, but it's something that motivates me every day because it's a milestone. Right. So I think about it every day, and it's on my conscious mind every single day to get me to that point. So
that's one of your goals.
Yeah, it's written down. It's written down. I have lists, like Ty said. Like, you have to consciously have it all in your mind what you want to do and how you're going to do it.
Yeah,
you got
I think physically is a very important factor to this too. Like, actually having that list in front of you to where you can read it.
Yeah.
Not just to where you're coming, like, it's coming from your head. Actually having it.
Physical.
It legitimizes it, writing it down.
It legitimizes.
Yeah, like, teachers always say, write it down to memorize it.
Right.
Writing it down will always have it in your mind because you're the one that's putting it on the paper.
Yeah, like, it's not in your mind anymore if it's on the paper.
Yeah, because
like,
you can recall to that exact what you wrote, and what you write down yourself.
It's like locking it into your brain.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It almost forces you to memorize it because you
have to physically do it.
Yeah, you have to physically do it, and you physically did it.
Yeah, so it's locking it into your brain. So
yeah. Kind of go off that point you made earlier, Alex. I think a great way to kind of, like, if you're wondering what might be your interest or what you're passionate about, I think a great way to figure that out is when you're doing something and, like, you get into that flow state and time just flies by. Like, when something doesn't feel like work, I think that's how you know, like, that you're meaningfully engaged, like, with that.
Like when you're hooping.
Yeah, you're not thinking about what time it is. You're having fun.
You're enjoying yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
So getting something that you can monetize while also passing time like that is something I think someone should look for, where it fulfills.
But we also need to flip to the opposite side of this spectrum and say, like, you're doing your taxes. This is not positive. You need to do this shit in life. Like, you may not have the motivation to do it, but I think you need to be able to find the motivation within, like, the consequence itself. So if you need to do your taxes and you don't have the motivation to do it, you need to try to realize that, like, see that the IRS is going to come after you if you don't do your taxes. So, like, that is pushing you to do...
Yeah, the uncomfortableness of it is pushing you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, so how would you guys explain someone to get the motivation and get out of, like, a depressive state? Yeah. Because that's what everyone's...
You see?
They're asking because they're...
To get out of the depressing state of mind, it truly comes down... I mean,
I think it comes down to taking care of your physical body.
Honestly,
mentally.
Are huge.
Yeah.
I took my class. We had this thing, and it was like 6 circles, and it was physical, mental, spiritual, social, and, like, I forget the other one. There's other 2. And
those are the big 4, though.
Yeah, and we had to write down what we thought percentage-wise we were doing in that category. And he wanted us to be honest, and that's the best way, is be honest with yourself and write down what you see in your mind and how it affects you. And what you said, create like milestones.
Yeah.
And if you have more than one, that'll increase your motivation because you want to get past that one. You want to get to the next one. You want to get to the next one. And like almost like doing taxes, like that's like a pod, like you have to do that.
Right.
Like another like thing you could do is cleaning your room, getting the motivation just to clean your room. It's like a neutral feeling, but that positive feeling you get
afterwards.
You're like, oh shit, it's clean, it looks good,
crispy.
The fulfillment.
It's fulfillment, exactly, and it makes the motivation worth it.
I also think it comes down to perspective because when my mom, she told me whenever she's filling her taxes, she goes, I am blessed whenever she's writing those taxes because some people will be like, fuck these taxes, like I hate them, but like you have to do them, so why hate something you have to do? So I think it comes down to perspective as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think kind of to transition back to the question you just asked is how to get out of a depressive state. I mean, I'm no licensed professional, but I think the big things that are worth repeating is like physical exercise. Like if you're not exercising, you probably should start because there's a lot of studies that show that
It's
like exercise
crucial.
actually helps with depression. Like
And
it's
food.
documented.
Food.
Right. That's the
what
other
you
big
put
part.
in your body
Has
is
energy.
basically
It
what
has
you are.
energy.
Yeah.
Like what you put in your body is what you are.
Yeah,
I can't
and then-
stress that enough.
Yeah, and then if you're doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, like if you're binge watching TV shows, like not getting out of the house, you know you shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
literally just go on a walk or something. Get outside.
I mentioned this a time, like getting the sun, just getting in the sun.
Sun is
Yeah.
huge.
Literally just
Oh my
getting
God.
that,
Sun
getting
is
that
huge.
energy
Yeah.
from the sun just makes your day, makes your life.
Yeah, there's actually a study about employees that go outside on their break versus employees that stay in their cubicle during break, and vitamin D actually helps with depression.
Yeah.
Like it's documented.
and
yes,
and,
like
and
it's
like
science.
your like progression or like activity in the workplace literally will be increased because you just get that little bit of sun time.
Dude,
Even
nature can help you in so many ways, bro.
Oh my God,
So many ways.
grounding.
Yeah, dude, like sitting in the grass. Well, whenever I'm stressed, I'll sit in the grass and I just meditate. And
Right.
I feel
take,
like I
take
feel like
off your socks, just
Oh,
walk
that's the
around.
best. That's the
it's just
best.
you're more connected with the earth.
yeah, dude, the energy from the earth is transferring into yours. So whenever I feel hungover, I do that too. I lay in the
Hell
grass.
yeah.
I lay in the grass and I feel like a new person.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Any elaboration?
No, I think the spiritual aspect is definitely important. I think because even if everything else in your life is going well, like if you have friends that you're seeing that you like if you have a supportive family, if your diet is healthy enough as it should be for like your metabolism or whatever, like being spiritually healthy is just as important as all those, like if not more, because if you don't have like spiritual health or like it doesn't matter if you have those other things, there's still going to be kind of that hole. I think, I don't know, in the past, like most people were religious. So I think a lot of people nowadays, because we don't, religion's not as big of a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like more people have that hole and they fill it with other things. Like a lot of people take politics to a religious level.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people take like being vegan to a religious level. Like a lot of like people substitute other things for religion all the time.
Yeah,
and
facts. Very
you have
facts.
to kind of allow yourself like to have like you need to be religious about something because everyone's religious to some degree. It's just making like not getting religious in a place where it's counterproductive to what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So filling the void of what you don't see that you don't have.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ultimately, I would say exercise first thing.
Right.
Eat healthily.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just sit on the couch. Like when you notice yourself just sitting on the couch, go do something. To beneficial, like outside, preferably. Drink hella water.
Right.
Water is crucial. 95% of the success is showing up. So literally, just get to the gym and you'll do something there. You're not just gonna show up.
Exactly.
And do fucking nothing.
That's such an important
Yeah.
point.
So get there and you'll do something. So.
Presence, your presence in that moment helps you just guide through all of the activities you're trying to complete.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, even if you go to the gym and you don't do anything except for, like, walk on a treadmill for, like, 7 minutes, like... That's
You're still doing something.
That's more than, like, you got to the gym. Like,
Yeah.
that's so much more than what you did before when you didn't even go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's just like showing up to class.
Exactly.
Literally, just showing up
Just show
is
up.
enough to learn something, build off that, and either put that
And
into
then
your life,
domino
or into your
effect.
studies, or into anything you find equally important.
Right. I mean, it's no coincidence that a lot of times part of your grade is literally showing up.
Yeah, it's attendance. Yeah.
Right.
Attendance. So I think we're gonna cash it on that because that was a good 10
Cash.
minutes.
10
minutes.
Yeah.
So
Looks like
if you
10.
stayed till the end, I appreciate you. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever. Oh, also thanks to PK for coming through.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Forgot
to
to
be
mention
here.
that.
Great to
Thanks for
have
coming
you.
through. So we'll be posting more weekly. We'll probably post more than one a week now. because we're pumping them out. So
hell yeah.
If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it.
Respect.
Yep. Yeah. Take care of yourself. All right. That was good.